Hello, I hope everyone is well. Today I wanted to reveal my GRE test score to you. Earlier, I said that my goal score was a 327 and that I wanted to achieve the 90th percentile in verbal and the 90th percentile in quantitative. So those breakdown scores would be a 162 in verbal and a 165 in quantitative. I went in, I took the test, and this was the score that I made. 306, and the verbal breakdown was a 156, and in quantitative it was a 150. So as can be seen with the two scores, obviously there's a difference here. I came in 21 points short of reaching my 327 goal, and I was 6 points below verbal, 15 points below in quantitative. So that seems like a noticeable gap there. At first when I saw the score, I was fairly disappointed. I'm thinking, wow, 306 is kind of way down there, and it's not anything close to a 327. Then I did start to remind myself that the 327, as I mentioned in the previous video, was way up there. So I was striving very high for that 327, and that there's a greater chance that I would not achieve that, given that the score is just way up there, and a perfect score, by the way, is considered to be a 340. When I got into the test, what I realized an issue I had, especially in the quantitative portion, was with timing. So I had to practice all the math ahead of time, and I knew the math that was on the test. However, given the short time limit of 35 minutes for each section of the quantitative part of the test, it was harder to work out each of those problems. And I'm one of those people who, when I see one problem, I like to sit there and think, I want to figure out what the process is behind this one, and I want to take all day to figure it out. So obviously the test was not the place to do that. If I was going to take this test again, I would better prepare by focusing a lot of my time on the timing of the test. I have to figure out 20 questions in 35 minutes and expect that there are going to be 3 of those sections of 20 questions that I have to complete in 35 minutes per section. I would just have to practice timing. All in all, I would say that I've done a decent job on the test, especially given that I took the test the last time in 2010, and at that time it was in a different test format than it is today. And to come out slightly above average, and by the way, a 300 is considered average, so to come out slightly above average at a 306, it's not too bad. Also, I forgot to mention that the speech pathology programs that I'm applying to, they're either requiring a minimum of a 290 score or a minimum of a 300 score. So in the case of the 290 score, my score is 16 points above the minimum, and in the case of the 300 score, my score is 6 points above the minimum. So I'll just have to see what happens when I turn in my application materials and see how far I get with the score that I have. I pray that it all works out, but I'm not really going to worry myself over it at this point in time. I think I'm just going to take a break from the testing. I will still obviously continue tutoring in it, but I'm definitely going to take a break from actually retaking the test. Alright, it was great talking with you all. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.